The RX 550, in my opinion, is the best low profile GPU for a budget small form factor build. I'm talking about Optiplexes, HPs, or Lenovo desktops. Super easy to put this in, and then you're good to go. So we are talking about the RX 550 with 4 gigs of GDDR5. Yes, there are better lower profile GPUs that are going to cost you a lot more money though. The GT 1050 Ti is around $200 on eBay right now, and the 1650 is going for 200 or more on many listings that I saw recently. Another great low profile card is the RX 6400. It's a newer card. It's going on Amazon right now for $138. But when I put together these small form factor builds, I want to get the best bang for my buck, the best price to performance. Especially if you're like me, I like to make super budget builds. So when it comes to small form factor builds, lots of people, including myself, pick up an Optiplex on eBay for cheap, give it a few upgrades. Ones with the third or fourth gen i5s are still popular because they're so cheap. So to demonstrate the performance of the RX 550, I'm going to be using an Optiplex I got from Craigslist for only $25. It came with an i5 4590. I threw in a 500 gigabyte SSD for $20 and 16 gigs of RAM for $23. This is a classic Optiplex setup for budget gamers. Adding in the RX 550, now the total cost of the PC is $128. So the whole PC costs less than an RX 6400 alone. So now I'm going to test some games on this setup and see what kind of performance we can get out of it. Alright, first up is GTA 5 1080p, the normal settings. Getting about 50 frames per second. I think if I mess around with the settings some more, I can get that up a little bit. But even like this, totally playable. Alright, next up is Spiderman Remastered at 1080p, medium settings. Just about getting 30 frames per second here. And I do see some improvement when I bring it down to 720p at low settings. And here's Hot Wheels Unleashed, medium settings, 1080p. And here's Forza Horizon 5, medium settings, 1080p, and getting about 30 frames per second. Now, if I drop it to the very low preset, At 720p, I can get 60 frames per second. And this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2.0. Don't really play this one, but I figured I'd test it out. This is at the recommended settings.
That could have been bad.
And when I change the presets to minimum, I get a much better frame rate.
Enemy soldier incoming.
So I figured I'd try out some emulation with this setup. So I booted in Batocera, and first up I'll try some Nintendo Wii. This is Tatsunoko versus Capcom. And next up is Mario Kart 8 for Wii U. And some Tekken 5 for PS2.
Fight.
So far, no issues with emulation from what I've tried. Now let's try some Xbox. And here we have Halo 2.
Target in sight. Hey, you fellas better keep up. Shot that bastard dead. Get.
Look like enemy.
And finally, just for fun, let's try some Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. This one's definitely one of my favorite Star Wars games. So as you can see, I was able to play everything at playable frame rates with the RX 550, at least good enough for me. As long as you don't mind playing in low or medium settings, you're good to go. It's perfect for a small form factor budget build. It works great for emulation as well. I am curious how Nintendo Switch would perform on this setup. Might do that in the future. What do you think of the RX 550? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.